say that, like, first of all, the myth itself, the story, the plot, it is super grabbing, catchy, and like, it's really beautiful. Like to bring somebody back because you love them so much. It's really romantic. And when I was studying, I was just in my high school. Probably we had this very, very good teacher from art history class, and he was so passionate about like actually pointing out Orfeo and Euridice on certain paintings or sculptures, and I felt like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful, this is so great. And then at some point when I was studying music in Warsaw at the Frederick Chopin University, I encountered, of course, Kefaros Euridice, so the most famous aria, but actually, to be honest, this is the least favorite part of mine. I actually did sing it a few times, or maybe just twice. For sure, I sang it at the debut competition in Germany. That was in Werkersheim, close to Würzburg. There is this amazing competition. I did it twice. And in the finals, I had to sing it with the full orchestra, and it was super, super nice. But again, it still didn't crash me as like the most beautiful piece. And to be fair enough, back then I still did not know the full opera, and I didn't have the full context, even though I knew what happened before and what is it all about. I couldn't actually put myself in there the same way I did for the recording, especially because we did it on stage in Théâtre des Champs-Élysées, and then we were on tour, like a concert tour with it. And then I was in San Francisco doing a completely different production. So I believe I know this piece like in and out, sort of on the back of my hand. So that is a very good feeling, because then whichever part of the piece you sing, you right away are there and you know exactly how you're supposed to feel and what is your baggage on your back. I have to say that the first one was Robert Carson's production, which is quite well-known production done already by quite a lot of my friends, like Carlo Vistoli, Filip Jaruski did it, David Daniels did it in America. So it's been around for I think 10 years at least. I think so. It's a very, I would say, uh I like it's not showy, this is the thing, because it's like sometimes people try to do like a show and it's like super sparky. There are a lot of things happening. This is not that. This is very pure and very, I don't know, intense. I have to say that, like, from the very beginning, when like in Robert Carson's production, where you can see at the very, very start of the opera, Orfeo who is crushed, and the choir who brings the dead body of Euridice. It is crashing. Like, if you are living the story of the character, I remember that singing it for the very first time for the general probe, general rehearsal. Like, if you get into that story fully, it is really upsetting. It's really like, wow, especially because Gluck wrote it in a way that, like, at the very beginning, you don't say anything before, you just scream. Like, the first things are just those screams, and this is what it is. And like, I think dramaturgically speaking, it is perfectly written. But coming back to the production itself, it is beautiful. Very simple costumes, very nice ideas for the costumes for the choir, how to make them suddenly be in the Hell, sorry, cannot find my words. But where we are in the second act in Hell, yeah, they are really like just wearing those cloths, and then they're like those larves, and it's super, super fun with this just simple bowl with fire, very cleverly done, and then it becomes Elysium with bowls of water and floaty, kind of pleasant thing, and the images in that production are really, really great. I had a lot of friends coming to see that show, and they said like it is really, really, really beautiful. But another advantage of that opera in general is that it is like, I don't know, 74 minutes long. It's so it is really great that it's quite short, and it's just like you sit, you watch the whole thing, and you start from the very beginning, and you have the full story. And to be honest, there is not much complexity. It's not like we call it Brazilian telenovela, like a Brazilian TV show where there are so many plots that you don't really know which character is with whom, and like how and where, why do they know each other, and like, so there are no such things like they used to be in previous operas, in Baroque era, that like it's so complicated that sometimes you don't really know what's happening. In this particular case, it's very simple. It's just what it is. And that's actually quite beautiful that you can follow the story. And then we moved on with the same crew, with the same team. We did a concert version of that show, which is quite funny because we did sort of a staged version in concert, but it was not this like the staging from Robert Carson's production, because we had a dancer, and that dancer was also like kind of portraying certain emotions, certain things. So it was really kind of nice to do that at the Théâtre des Champs-Élysées on stage, and then suddenly be in the concert venue and try to do and present the same journey, but in a different way, using different sort of doors, different space of the concert hall. So it was really, 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 really nice. And also the other factor is that in Théâtre des Champs-Élysées, we did this production in 4:30. So the sort of kind of already classic-y pitch. And then when I went to San Francisco, we did it in 4:40, so the sort of modern pitch. And that was a production by Matthew Ozawa, a great stage director, and he worked in the sort of duet with Rena Butler. She's a choreographer. Really extraordinary. I have to say that like that was completely two different worlds, because the San Francisco Opera approach was very, very modern. There was almost nothing on stage. It was just kind of like a little hilly thingy. I don't even know how to call it. And from above, they were projecting scans of your brain. So they were trying to actually show you that the full production was meant to be that like Orfeo, you don't really know if it's his dream, if he's like getting crazy, like what is happening, because they also use this kind of nice thing, as I had three doubles, like sort of three Orfeos, and then Euridice also had like three different Eurydices. And all of them were wearing like we were super colorful costumes, and then the next one was a little bit like the dimmed down color of that dress. So I was red, she was blue, and then it was like sort of lighter blue, even lighter blue, and it was fading out. So it was representing different stages of their relationship, and those dancers, by dancing in couples with themselves, they were showing those different moments of their lives, their love. So it was really, really intriguing. I have to say that at the beginning, I was like, what, like, oh, wow, I'm curious if people will read that. But actually, it was quite nicely done with a lot of dancing, physical stuff. So it was really also challenging, and because Orfeo is on stage from the very beginning till the very end, it is demanding. It is demanding.
Che farò senza Euridice? Dove andrò senza il mio ben? Che farò? Dove andrò? Che farò senza il mio ben?
I have to say that actually Kefaro becomes very difficult because this is like this moment where you finally lose her for the second time, and it's so crashing, and it's sort of at the end of the opera, so you've been through so much, and actually it's only like 60 something minutes, but so much stuff has happened that if you really live the story emotionally and vocally, you might feel like, wow, this is heavy. So like you have to be professional and keep yourself and sort of like, I don't know, calculate your energy, because it depends on the production, but like in general, it is like 60 something, like 70 something minutes of you being on stage, and even though maybe it's not that much of singing, but you are constantly on stage. And if you are on stage, you are constantly engaged, and you cannot be just like sort of on the resting mode that you are sitting somewhere and like, okay, I'm resting here. Well, it's really sort of like you are in the action, like you are the action. So if you are not in the action, nobody else will do the action. Like, it's very, very important to be very, very present in that opera, because it's all about Euridice, Amore, and Orfeo, this kind of triangle. And of course, choir. That's what I also love about this piece, that the choir has such an important role in that piece, like commenting on everything and like being part of it so much that that it really brings so much, I don't know, like this vitality to that piece.
Vieni, appaga il tuo consorte, appaga il tuo consorte. No, più cara è a me la morte, che di vivere con te.
I am so lucky. Like, Warner Classic Generato, they're the best. I mean, the thing is that they really give me the possibilities to do things that I want. And, I called Alan and I said, Alan, you know what? Like, I'm doing Orfeo Théâtre de Champs-Élysées, then on tour, then in San Francisco. I think this is the moment. I know that you just recorded it like a few years back with Philippe Jarouski, but this is like one of the sort of signature roles for a countertenor. And this is kind of a role that I would love to do as many times as possible, because I just love it. I just love it. And to be honest, I really love doing the same pieces in different points of view. So that's why, like the production from Paris and the production in San Francisco, that was really entertaining for me and challenging, because I had to change. And the same was with Rinaldo, with Robert Carson, and with Ted Hoffman. It was extraordinary to do the same role and adjust vocally, and if it comes to ornamentation, like I change my ornamentation when I take a different approach on the staging. Anyways, like I called Alain and he was like, yeah, sure, I mean, why not? And I told him the idea that I would love to do it with Stefan Plewniak, with his orchestra Il Giardino d'Amore, and then with the choir that he assembled for the recording, and also with my friends. So Fatma Said, and she already recorded with me on my album Anima Eterna. So we did some motets together. So I, of course, have a sort of personal relationship with her, friendship. So we see each other here and there. We've sung a few times together. So I would like I said to Alan, that I would love to have her, and also Elsa. Elsa is a phenomenal singer. I mean, mind blowing. I'm completely in love with her voice, and to have her on that recording is really a huge, huge thing for me, because she's not only a great singer, she's super professional. Like this is not even super professional. This is like super professional. She's top, top, top. I love her voice and I love her approach. And we did actually a production of Mitridate Re di Ponto in Berlin, which was canceled right before the performances because it was still like COVID times. So we have spent like 1 month together. So I got to know her quite a bit, and we became really good friends. So I just called her and said like, "Hey, Elsa, would you like to be my Euridice?" It kind of feels funny to say, "Hey, would you like to be my Euridice?" But yes, she was super happy to do that. So we managed to get her to Warsaw. And also like the people from the orchestra and people from the choir, those are people that like I've studied with in Warsaw or I know from different projects. So it was really like a family sort of situation feeling, which was super, super nice. Plus my super cool sound engineer, Mateusz Banasiuk. I did record with him already an album of Aleksander Dębicz, a pianist, which is called Adela. And then we did a recording of Farewells with Michał Biel, where Mateusz Banasiuk was recording us. We did also record something else. Something else. Ah, yeah, single sort of shots. Like we recorded some songs with Mateusz separately, not for albums. So we work together quite a lot. He knows what I like, what kind of sound I like, and it was kind of important for me to have this family and friendly environment because I spoke with Stefan and we decided that like we are going to co-direct this whole recording, and we did two concerts in Poland, in Warsaw and in Szczecin. Very difficult city to pronounce. But they have a fantastic philharmonic hall, which is super beautiful. Anyways, we decided to like co-direct it, so we had a lot of meetings, me, Stefan, and Mateusz, to actually be on the same page if it comes to interpretation, if it comes to actually recording the sound, because it's very important from the very beginning, before you record, to set the microphones in a way that you will get the sound you want on the recording, because you cannot just like put the microphones whatever way you want and then expect your sound engineer to do something that you want, because there are certain setups that make it impossible. So that's why, especially because we were also recording in Dolby Atmos, which is also a big thing for me, because since the album of Farewells, I try to record everything in the Dolby Atmos sphere, because it's nice if somebody has the opportunity to have some more speakers, monitors, then, and it really makes a difference. So that's why the process was quite long to prepare for the recording, but then we were so ready because Stefan Plewniak is an extraordinary violinist and leader, conductor, and he knows this piece also by heart. So he could sing, he could like hum every single melody of each instrument. So yeah, it is. Yeah, it was quite fun, quite fun. I mean, yes, it is quite extraordinary to have this possibility, because I see it as kind of an architectural thing, because you have sound, and now because of Dolby Atmos system, you can basically design the atmosphere. And it is, for example, from our recording, when we are going to hell in the second act, or no, even like in the first act, we have this situation where we have put the sound of Orfeo sort of on the sphere of the ground, and then Amore, so Fatma Said, is always singing from above. So when you have the modern sort of new headphones, your headphones probably, or Apple headphones, like they already have the system, so you will hear Fatma sort of from like above, which is super fun because then it's not only the emotions in the voice and in the music, but it's also from where you can hear certain sounds. So for example, in Hell, we have the full choir going from back and from below. Like there is really, it's like underneath, and you feel this whoa, and it's really really storytelling on another level. And that's why like I'm super happy to be working with Mateusz Banasiuk, who is really an expert, a very very good professional guy who really designs those kind of things in a very very nice way. So when I've listened to the thing in the studio, I was like, boom, this is some good stuff, man. Like really juicy.
Trionfi amore e il mondo intero sarà l'impero della beltà. Di sua catena talvolta amara, mai fu più cara la
But it
libertà.
was really, really fun to actually be in the sound engineering booth and having this, you know, this button and microphone and being like, hey guys, could you please focus on the bar 35? There is a little break here. Like, and I was just like kind of putting everything, making comments. And also because Stefan was in the room, in the studio conducting, he was not able to actually hear everything the same way I could hear. So when I was not singing my stuff, recording my stuff, I was in the sound engineering booth, and I was trying to help Stefan, to help the Mateusz to actually get what we wanted, what we've been talking about, and it was really an extraordinary experience. I think I've learned a lot how to actually. It's not about the music. It's more about how to communicate certain things to people and how to read their energy to motivate them even more, not to cut them off and not to, you know, make something that will make them feel uncomfortable. Like it is a whole sort of sociological thing that is happening during those kind of recordings, and you have to, as a leader, as a director, be able to read the room and actually help as much as you can to make the best out of the people that you have, and they are really the best. So yeah, it was quite something.